We are finally cooled off in Texas. My goodness, it's been so hot. We are finally cooled off. I mean, my dogs are so happy to be outside. The sun's not beating them up so much. I woke up this morning, I think the temperature was in the 50s. So we are finally, I mean, you can see I have on a jacket for a change. It's not a jacket, but a little, little sweater type thing, little flannel thing. What's up, Jenkins? Russian agent, what's going on? But it's finally cooled off, y'all. We can actually be outside. First OG. Yes, you are, man. You are the first OG. Been with us for a good while. Good to see you, man. But it's finally, guys, finally the weather's cooperating where we can come out, we can chill, and not just completely get burned up. And even my grass is surviving. My goodness, look at how much green. So if you've been watching our show, you know that I always talk about the grass and how we struggle with trying to keep it soft for the dogs and, keep it a pleasant. Hey, what's up, big boy? Russian agent says a pit bull's dangerous. Any dog is dangerous. Even this dog. You see how he's like swiping at me with those paws because he's trying to get this thing I have in my hand? Yeah, any dog can be dangerous. It's more about how well you train your dog. You know, if they're trained, more often than not, they are not dangerous. But but yeah, if you're mistaking this as a pit bull, this is not. This is a Cane Corso, and that's a Rottweiler. Yeah. So thanks, Jenkins, for clarifying that. Yeah, this is my young boy right here, and he has been kind of bored lately because he hasn't had his walk. So as soon as we get done live, it's okay. You don't worry about it. We got what you're saying, Jenkins. How do you train dog? My dog is wild crazy. Oh man. So do you have a pit bull or what kind of dog do you have? So it's oftentimes helpful to kind of start with the breed of what you have. And then for me, the best thing I did was the Chihuahua is go to YouTube and look up some training videos from, because I'm not a professional trainer, but I will tell you that it's very helpful. There's a lot of people out there to put out good information, and but don't just choose one source. Listen to several people. I think Cesar Millan is very well known and kind of a trusted idea. I'm not saying everything he says is correct, but he's a good starting place because he talks a lot about being pack leader, making sure your dogs know how to take you as a leader and be respectful. And those are major skills that you got to have when you're training your dog. And if your dog is wild crazy, not listening to you, you probably haven't established that rapport with him. You know what I'm saying? So this guy is trying his best to get me to play with him. He's knocking my phone out of my hand, which is not necessarily good behavior, but and I usually put my hand in his face like that to keep him from jumping. But yeah, so I mean, dogs are one that, you never stop training your dog. That's one thing I can always say is that over the years of having her, I've had her for over 4 years now, and I've had him for 2 years, and the training never ends. Is Storm okay? Yeah, she's fine. She's just kind of chewing away over here. She has been having a little bit of hip dysplasia stuff going on with her. You okay, baby? Yeah. And so we've kind of been giving her more and ibuprofen, not human ibuprofen, but carboprofen or carprofen, I think that's what it's called, for the dogs. And that's just kind of help ease with the, the pain and stuff like that. But overall, she's doing fine. But Kush Boy says, beautiful dogs. Thank you so much, Kush Boy. No, I appreciate you, Jenkins. We're moving slowly. We haven't had consistent growth, but it's okay. We're moving up. No, Russian. I think I don't think it's never too late. It may take longer, if your dog is used to misbehaving and doing what he or she wants. I think it may take a little longer to kind of get them in line, but it's never too late. Dogs can always learn, even till their to their to their last breath. They can continue to learn. But oh, okay. So you've had a. I'm sorry to hear that, Russian. You've had a dog that's already died. Yeah, yeah, man. They have shorter lifespans that we do, and we got to maximize our time with them. Enjoy them while they're here. So, but yeah, definitely spend a little time online. Look up some Chihuahua training videos and see if there's anything specific to the breed that could be helpful. Oftentimes, there may be one or two things that you can change that could make all the difference when it comes to training your dog. But I will say most things are kind of common. I mean, making sure your dog understands you're the pack leader. I don't care what breed you have. That's going to be common to all your dogs. You know, what your dog specifically responds to may be different. Like one dog may like to be given treats as a high motivating tool. Some dogs just love a lot of affection. That can be you just got to know what makes your dog tick. You always reward good behavior and you discourage the bad behavior. So yeah. Anyway, that's kind of the quick and dirty. So Cloud9 is talking about hitting your dogs. So yeah, you definitely want to do not abuse your dog. But there are some instances where you have to use some negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement can be a tug on the collar, or I'm sorry, the leash, depending on how you have your leash. If you just have one of those that's kind of a choke leash where it goes right above their head, and it's tight, and if you're walking your dog and they're getting off track, you can gently tug them, and just bring them back in line. Or I use a prong collar with my dogs, and it's the same concept where, whenever they're walking ahead of me and I don't want them to do that, I give them that gentle tug, and it kind of comes closer on their neck or kind of clenches down, and it gives them negative feedback. But then the moment that they give the behavior that I want, like if they come closer, you give them positive rewards, like yes, good job. You let them know, oh, this is what I want you to do. So, yeah. Do the dogs pee in the pool? No, I don't think so. I've never. So I regulate when my dogs get in the pool. You'll notice that they don't just automatically jump in, and she would be the dog to do that. If I just kind of willy nilly let them jump in, she would be the first one to just jump in and just play. But they're not really allowed to be in there until I invite them, and that's for a reason. One is I just initially, since he wasn't swimming, I wasn't convinced that, if he got somewhere stuck, he couldn't get out. If I was at work and they were jumping in and they had some issues, I just didn't want to have that happen. And the second thing is their fur, they waddle around all in the grass and they jump at the pool, and it just throws off the chemistries and it makes it very hard to maintain. Next thing you know, it'll have a bunch of algae and bugs and stuff like that. So I only allow them to come in whenever the family is out here, we're swimming, and then I say, hey, when we're done swimming, the last 15 minutes, I'll let them come in and play and have fun too. So that's how I do the dogs in the pool. Hey, Melinda. Russian agent has, oh, you changed your profile picture to show your current dog. Cool. Alex, you ever had crispy? What is that, Alex? Draxman, what's going on? David Coates. Yeah, everybody's talking about hitting dogs to say, yeah, you don't want to do that. I mean, sometimes you have that reaction, like you just want to like, oh, I'm just going to show you dog. But remember, dogs don't remember things. You have to correct them in the action. So, if not, they'll just assume you're just hitting them, abusing them, So if they're doing a behavior and you give them a quick nudge, like sometimes what I'll do is I'll nudge them on the like this, you know, nothing painful. I mean, I'm not making it where they're like extremely upset, but oftentimes it's just a snap them out of that mindset. Get them away from, okay, they're having fun doing this, tearing up this thing, and I don't want them to tear up. And I just give them that Caesar Milan. I don't usually say shh, like he does, but it's the same concept where I do something to snap them out of that behavior. Now, are you saying, well, you're hitting your dog? Yeah, I am. I'm actually taking my hand and I'm going literally right here, but I'm not hurting them. I'm just snapping them out of it so they realize, hey, he doesn't want me to do that. And then as soon as they stop, you give them praise, like, good job, that's good, puppy. Don't tear that up, And they start saying, oh, he doesn't want me to do this. And when I stop, he's happy. Okay, cool. That's what you want. You want them to you want them to please you by not doing the bad behavior that they were doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to create a scared dog that just fearful of human beings and fearful of your hand. That's not the point. The point is not for your dog to be terrified of you. Now, respect, yes, but not terrified. So it's like a little fine little line that you're having to, because these dogs, especially when you have a big dog like this, you have to have a certain amount of dominance for them because they need that. They need that leadership. That's where Cesar Millan comes in when he talks about pack leadership. If you don't take that role and let them know I'm the dominant human, the alpha in this pack, then they will take that role. And that's when problems start to occur. They must respect you, man. Respect to you. Yes, 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 yes. Exactly, Cloud9. And what kind of medicine do you use for fleas? Good question. Right now, Russian agent, my dogs go and they get shots for their vaccines. They get shots for their heartworm, stuff like that. We got to stay on top of that because here in Texas, you get mosquitoes and they come in. It's a reality for us. But for their fleas and stuff, right now, I bought I forgot what it's called, but they're like a chew. But I've been really kind of questioning like systemic, we call it systemic, meaning that they ingest something and it goes throughout their body and then protects them. You know what I mean? I'm kind of questioning whether that's a good thing or not. I have it just in case. And luckily we live out here where, the neighbor's dog is kind of, they don't have much interaction. So there's not a whole lot of fleas and ticks out here, but there's deer. So I guess there could be deer ticks, but usually the deer don't come into our yard. So I have it. And, if I see my dog, I guess, itching and scratching, I'll be more motivated to give it to them. But I'm a little bit leery about doing like whole body systemic therapy for like ticks and stuff like that. Now, they have those dips and stuff. If your dog is infested, you got to do the dips. You can do that. Just go buy the stuff. And I'm sure there's people here that have great brands to suggest for ticks and fleas. But yeah, you don't want to have a tick and flea problem. I love the dogs. Thank you, Jolene Garcia. Thank you so much. Jenkins said he's coming right back. I really respect your method, man. You come across really, really well. I appreciate you, Cloud9 Whiskey. Like discipline our child, we correct with love and firm. Absolutely, that's exactly what you want. Because the end result is the change in behavior, right? It's not fear. And I think there's the old school, when I was growing up, my parents are like, oh, you're going to fear me. And I'm like, yeah. Or would you rather just have the behavior change and not fear, because there's a little bit of a human attraction to want people to bow to you or fear you. There's like, oh, I'm powerful. But I think that's the wrong attitude. I think the attitude should be, look, I want to live in harmony with my dogs. I want them to be safe. I want them to, because really when your dogs don't obey you, that's a safety issue. I talk about often when, if you're going close to the street and your dog takes off running to go, chase something and it gets hit by a car, it didn't, your dog didn't listen to you. You called your dog, come back, and it didn't listen. So, and it caused harm. So a lot of times it's not about dominating your dog to make them fear you. It's more about, hey, listen, you will listen to me because it's for your own safety. Because you don't understand how cars work, or, your drive to go run after another dog can cause you harm. So, hey, little Missy, look who shows up, everybody. You been wandering? Tell everybody hi. And then now the big ones are going to get jealous. Yo. Uh-oh. A little dispute there, guys. She says, I'm not done playing with that toy. You don't have access to it. Now she warns him, like, hey, I'm still playing with this. Don't come get it. They have their rabies shots and they're chipped. Absolutely. Good job, Russian. You have to protect your dogs. Having them chipped is very, very important. If you notice, my dogs don't have on any collars. so they don't really have any outward identification, but they are chipped. So if by chance my dogs get out, which I do, I go to the nth degree to make sure my dogs don't get out. If they get out, they are chipped. Mainly her, but I'd have a hard time seeing anybody approaching my Rottweiler or my Cane Corso. But anyways, Francisco, greetings from Chile. Woo, from Chile. LBJ, I know your dogs be pooping. They they too happy. Yes, they do. As a matter of fact, case in point, can you see him? He's going forward right out there. Not to show off his business or nothing, but I'm just trying to let you know that you're absolutely correct. He's pooping. Now, one thing I do like about having a half an acre in the backyard for them is they can do that. They can go in the far reaches of the corners of the property and handle their business. And because when these big dogs make big poops, y'all. So you want to smell some rank poops, let them big dogs go for it, man. If they're pooping anywhere close to the house, you can smell it all the way in the backyard. Right there, right, Missy? Missy, how do you feel about that? And Missy says, I make little poops and it's not stinky. Now this dog here, she's pretty cool, but she will wallow in something dead and bring that in the house. And she'll stink from dead animals or dead frogs or whatever that's back here. You gonna greet your little sister? Okay, that was a good greeting. Oh, Storm wants to play, y'all. Look at her. She's like, come on, let's do it. But I'm happy to see this, guys. You see how she's moving around pretty well? That's a good sign. I mean, in her asking to play too, that's, okay, now she's dropping down. She's not 100%, but what I saw a second ago, I was pretty happy to see that. She's not stationary where she's not moving and not asking to play. I think earlier we saw her asking to play, like, come on, let's do it. But then she kind of changed her mind, I guess. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's hard when your dogs don't have the full vitality that they used to have. You know what I mean? And so, War Film has the little water gun. Hi, what's going on? So I have the water gun over there. I don't even know if it's filled or not, but so far I haven't needed it. But let me show you guys the water gun. Here it is, the Super Soaker. Looks like a bird has pooped on it. Yeah, it looks like it's getting low in water. So this is when my dogs fight or play too rough and I don't appreciate it, I want them to stop, I use this. I did. I watched it. Yeah, it was I don't know. I get it. I've got some, again, I don't know Jake Paul Alpha. Oh, I don't know Jake Paul very well, but I get the feeling that he does a lot of stuff for the attention, but deep down inside, I think he's actually a good person. Now, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't get the feeling he's just doing it to be, like, I think he's trying to get the attention so that he can say the things that he believes in. Now, y'all can correct me. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But it sounds like at the end of the day, he's like, you know what? It's not about me. It's about the doctors. It's about the firefighters, about the police officers, people that are here to help us out. And, that's what I heard. I don't know. Did y'all hear that? Don't go. Stay here. Well, you thought that, how I thought it was boring. I mean, I can understand what you mean by that, because it's like it's an old man. Come on, dude. So I see what you're saying, but I think it was more of a publicity thing. You know what I mean? I do think it's like I'm adding the legend, and he even said that, and I felt like when at the end when he gave Mike his props, I think he was saying that he's like, listen, at the end of the day, this guy will forever be the best, you know? Yeah, I mean, and I don't even think that he really, okay, again, I'm not a boxing fan. I don't really watch boxing, but my uneducated opinion is I felt that he was, nope, don't you do that. So my daughter's been doing the whole paw, give me the paw. And so now he just kind of does it at will. And with those big paws, and he can do some damage to your jewels. So you got to be careful. Like, I only want the paw when I ask for it, not whenever you want to give it to me. um, Gapisetti, you're from India. What's going on, Gapisetti? I'm in the United States, so specifically in the great state of Texas. Yeah, I think so too. I think it was one of those things where I wonder deep down inside it was more of a benevolent thing towards Mike Tyson. In other words, because imagine if all your life all you cared about was fighting, and now you're older and you're trying to do these podcasts and you're trying to do all these things to find fulfillment in life, nothing's gonna fulfill you the way what you've been used to doing all your life will fulfill you. You know, so what's the best thing for a fighter to do? Fight. So if you're saying, look, I hate this guy, we should fight, you know, you're stupid, you're making fun of this guy. Are you really making fun of him? Or are you trying to give the guy exactly what he needs to thrive again? Like, are you giving him what makes him excited about living again? Giving him what he's always wanted, always have had, is the lamplight, the support, the training. I mean, why even train if you don't have a reason to? You know what I mean? Giving somebody a reason to go into the gym and get into shape is worth its weight in gold. Do you know what I mean? You follow what I'm saying? I know this is off topic about the dogs, but it's just you brought it up and now you got me interested. I bite you. Midland, Texas here. Beautiful fur babies. Thank you. I used to live in San Angelo. Dogs breed Rottweiler, Connie Corso, and where's my mixed dog? She went somewhere, guys. I don't know where she went off to. She's over there somewhere, messing with all the trash, I guess. Bro, that's wrong with his tail. It's bricked. um, Sonia says, hi, boy. But what was I saying? Oh, my goodness. I was going on a little rant there about uh, spice of life, right? That's what I was talking about. Basically, so I think Jake Paul, there she is. She's over there. I basically think Jake Paul was basically doing almost like a homage or like I think he was like in a way honoring Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? I think he was honoring him with with a fight. You know what I mean? And I know there was a lot of, like I said, heckling and you know a lot of like whatever back and forth, but that's part of it, right? That's the life. That's the life. So Ashwin, you were talking about his tail. Yeah, his tail is docked, and his ears are cropped. Yep. Yeah, no, I hear you. We were just talking about someone else mentioned that their dog had died, and so that's a tough thing to deal with. If you've listened to some of my live streams, I've talked a lot about the death of my Rottweiler's brother, and that was a very, very difficult time. So you can see him kind of like bothering me. He keeps coming to me. He keeps jumping. Of course, I'm putting my hand to stop him from jumping. I don't appreciate that. But what he's doing, he's trying to get me to do something, right? See, he's kind of looking at me. He's like, I need you to do something. I want to do something. But he wants to go exercise. He's even looking out at the street. He's like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So, when your dogs when they want to go do, exercise, they let you know. They let you know. Now, she, on the other hand, she's just kind of content with, see, he's even saying, come on, Danny, come on. He's bored. I want to go exercise. So really what he wants to do is he wants to get on that not get on the golf cart, but he wants to go for a run. And it's good for him. I mean, I love it to see him exercise, burn energy. Thank you. It's a Cane Corso. Yes, Tucker, definitely. And Rylan, yes, it's a Cane Corso. He's a Brindle, 2-year-old Cane Corso. And he's trying to get me to go. He's like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. So as soon as we get done with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put their leashes on, and we're going to go to We're gonna take a ride. I say a ride, but I'm riding and they're running. He's so cute and scary. Yeah, I mean that's the kind of the thing with the Cane Corso. When you look at them and their eyes, look, I mean they have that low eyebrow. You see that, and that those yellow eyes, and their size. I mean this guy is, he's a pretty good sized dog. Nice hips there, very well. I mean he's not obese. He's very trim in the middle there. But he keeps sitting next to me. He's still trying to get me to do what he wants him to do. That's cool. I mean, I don't mind it. He's not being too disruptive. And then these blackbirds are trying to contaminate my pool. Go get him, boy. Get him. Get him. Get him. Yeah, that's right. Get him. Sometimes I feel like my dogs don't really care about these birds, but every now and then they'll run after them. Did you get him, boy? You get him? Yes, you good boy. Yes, you good boy. Go get him. He wants to play so bad, y'all. Those puppies. Matt says, yeah, you know, he's 2 years old. Hola, hola, beautiful dogs. Thank you. Hola, hola. I know what those birds are trying to do. I don't like that because they poop around the edge of my pool and I have to clean it up. I hate that. Did you get him, big boy? Did you get him? Yeah, you did. You got him. Yeah, so I can't wait. I'm going to put their collars on, their leashes on them, and we'll just, like I said, I take my golf, it's a golf cart slash UTV, and I just drive out there in the community, and we just run usually close to a mile or so. And it's that kind of vigorous energy is what they need. They need exercise, they need that mental stimulation, and then when they come home, they typically just, you know, they may play a little bit more just because they hadn't got it all out, and then they'll drink some water and they'll just kind of chill for the rest of the day. So it's great for them, but it's also wonderful for us. You know what I mean? Like now your dog is not just tearing things up, and they're a little bit more calm. You know, that's just what makes them good, or life good. When your dog can live in harmony with you, and you're not fussing, and they're not getting into trouble. You know, they're content. You're content. It's a great situation. I'm curious how bad shedding is with a Corso that doesn't have anxiety, PTSD, and autism. Is your dog consistently shedding too? Yes, he does. So you can kind of see. I don't know if you can see that or not, actually. Ugh, sorry, you may not be able to see that very well, but yeah, he creates a lot of fur, and I don't know about nervousness and anxiety. I'm not seeing that with him. He doesn't typically. He seems to be fairly well adjusted psychologically. Man, what is going on with all these birds, y'all? Isn't Halloween done? We've got a whole gaggle of birds just kind of like one's on the top of my house up there chilling. But yeah, he seems to be well adjusted. However, the shedding is a real thing. I think he sheds the most out of all three of my dogs. Now she does too. Her fur is a lot longer than his. Like when you look at how long her fur is, I mean, she's really furry. It's not, I mean, clearly it's not like a, a long-haired dog, but she does have longer fur than his. And then of course, little Missy, she sheds a lot too. She has her winter coat that she puts on, and when she sheds in the summer. So we have to have robot vacuums that clean the floors every day just to kind of keep up. And even with that, I have to sweep in certain places because the robot vacuum is not perfect. I had a dog like that once that's sitting down, but he died. Sophia, you had a Rottweiler? You miss your dog. Yeah, I mean the thing about it is these dogs, I mean, especially Rottweilers. I don't know if anybody here has had an experience with owning a Rottweiler, but they are very, very cool dogs. A well-adjusted, very well taken care of Rottweiler is a wonderful family dog. So is a Cane Corso, but more so, I'd say the Rottweiler. And I think my wife and I would recommend if you're, you know, new to big dogs, not dogs, but new to big dogs, a Rottweiler is a great dog for kind of out of the gate, with the caveat that you're willing to put the time in to train your dog and to give them what they need to thrive. So as long as you're willing to put in the work, those Rottweilers are just amazing, amazing family dogs. And if you're able to socialize them early and maintain their socialization, they're great dogs to other people as well. There's little Missy. She's always doing the adventure. I feel like one of these birds are gonna poop on me in a minute. I'm sitting on this tree. But yeah, Rottweilers are really, really good dogs. 10 is on. What's going on, 10? I love you. Uh, but yeah, so and 10, if you want to elaborate on what I'm talking about, the Rottweilers, they're just such a great family dog. We started off having little Missy as being our family pet, and we loved having a little small dog. And then finally, after how many years was it? 6 years. So after 6 years of having a small dog, then we upgraded to having a Rottweilers, and then we bought her and her brother. And Lidfield says I would feed your dog a whole cabbage. So that's a good, interesting point. Raw diet, everybody. Raw diet, whole foods. I think that's the way to go. What kind of bug is that? Oh, get away, bug. I think raw diets, whole food diets are a good thing. I mean, I think it's good for humans, and I think it's good for. This bug is bothering me, y'all. Get away, bug. I'm trying to stream. And yeah, so non-processed foods, I think is good for your dog. I wouldn't suggest giving your dog a whole cabbage. That doesn't sound like a well-balanced diet. You know what I mean? They need a lot of things. They need. So we're starting raw food dieting ourselves, and one of the things that we've learned is that there has to be proportions of food that you put in there, right? So you got to have muscle, like protein. 80% of that meal needs to be like muscle protein, you know, like beef muscle or steak or whatever, chicken. It needs to be protein, and then 20% of it has to be the other components, and that could be vegetables and organ meats, like 10% organ meats, and a lot of other things that they need. That they can, a lot of the vitamins and minerals are found in, like, liver and things like that. So your dogs, I think, will do well if it just takes them a little bit more effort than just scooping kibble and put it in the bowl, and that's where it gets hard. So I will say that, keeping up with that. What do you think of Victor? I'm sorry, CG. I've heard mixed things with Victor. I mean, Victor has been in the news relatively recently. I'd say within the last year or two, for not being such a good brand. And I can't remember what the issue was that Victor had, but it was they had some recall issues, if I'm not mistaken. So you have to don't quote me on that. I'd look it up, but I think they've had some issues, quality issues in the past. So right now, my wife and I, we use a combination of kibble and raw, primarily kibble right now, because we're slowly transitioning and getting into that groove of that vibe of making their food every day. It takes a commitment. But and the brand that we've used, my wife does a lot of the research for the type of kibble they eat. She goes for a higher protein source, and right now we use Chewy, and we have it delivered. It's called Royal Canine, specifically the ones with the joint support for her. And which, and I don't really know, guys. You guys can maybe know more than I do, but if having glucosamine and things like that in the dog's food, does it really, really support the joints, or is it just sounds good? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. You have to. You guys have to tell me what your experiences are with that type of stuff. So Rain went over there to go greet the neighbors. Lost Girl, your name is Rain too? Wow, that's cool. It's a fairly popular name, for dogs lately, I guess. In the more recent times, people start naming their dogs Rain. There's a dog named, I want to say Storm Rain or Rainstorm. I think it's Rainstorm. He's like a pit bull, and super super popular YouTuber. I mean, I want to say she has 300,000 subscribers. I mean, this dog's super popular. Come here, Rain. Everybody. Come here. Good boy. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. He didn't really take the positive reinforcement very well. He's just kind of worn out, but here, we'll give it to him. So, it took 2 or 3 calls, but, he came back. That's okay. Recall is always a big topic on the show because I'm always talking about how that this guy, we spend a lot of time working on that recall. Probably need to spend more, but recall is important with your dog, Oops. So there we go with the jumping in. See, he's really restless overall. Like, he's trying to get things to happen. He wants people to entertain him. So my Rottweiler stops in the tracks. That's good. Come here, Rain. Come here, buddy. And he's looking back. So that's kind of like a disrespectful thing where he says, nope. And now he saw that I was coming, and he says, okay, I'm coming back. I'm not sure why she's doing that. Oh, I think it's not Rain. Give that back to her. No, drop it. Nope, you don't get to take that from her. She's been defending this all day. It's not yours. Here you go, Storm. Good sit. That was what all that was about. She was like, "Don't you touch my toy." And Missy's getting ready to stop all the action. So if they start like biting each other or scratching each other, I'm gonna go grab that water gun. But so far, it's just they're just talking to each other, saying, "This is what I want. This is what I don't want." CG, ooh, yeah, that's a ticket, man. That's what we're feeding my dog's parents. I switched to Taste of the Wild now, and now I'm on the Victor. Okay. I want to look at the raw diet. I tend to hook my girl up with table food at times. Yeah. So CG, I definitely would look into the raw diet. One of my subscribers and my moderator and a cool guy named Paul, he's turned me on to a website, or not website, but the Facebook group. It's called Raw Feeding, I think is what it's called, or Feeding Raw. And you can learn a lot from that Facebook group about how to do it, and kind of giving, see some examples of how people do raw food. It's just it's a whole new ball game. It can change a lot of things with your dog, make him more healthy, less processed foods. Yeah, because table food is like, so I use table food as well, but how I use table food is, I started it with her, is whenever we're going to the dinner table and we're all sitting around, I don't appreciate when my dogs come up and beg for food, So what I do is I tell them, I give them the command to go away or go sit in their bed or whatever, and the reward they get for waiting out, waiting for dinner to be done, is they get a little morsel of meat. So if I have like a piece of steak or a piece of bacon, and and they kind of expect that when dinner is done, they can expect me to give them a little treat. And it's kind of like a little agreement that we have. It's like you stay away from the table, you don't beg, I'll give you a little morsel. So that's kind of, but in general, I don't think table food is the best thing for dogs, because human foods, we put a bunch of oils, we put a bunch of Stormy, baby, don't go. I see you're interested, but don't go. We're gonna exercise in a minute. I know. She's like, are we gonna exercise, Daddy? Look at, she's like backing me up. She's like, come on, Daddy. So yeah, I think the obesity problem that Americans have, I think we put that on our dogs as well by giving them unhealthy foods. But yeah, what are you chewing on, big girl? What are you chewing on? You don't know. Don't no, nope. Thank you. We're gonna go exercise in a minute. She's like, but I want to exercise with the neighbor's dog. Nope. Good girl. And so look who has that bone that he's been coveting all episode, the whole show. He's been wanting to bite on that thing that Storm had, and so he finally got it. He's like, yeah, I got it. The jealousy with my dogs is real, y'all. One dog has something, the other one just has to have it. They've got to have it. Life won't go on until they have what the other one is chewing on or playing with. And so, but she abandoned it. So look at her; she's kind of like over there chewing on. I don't know what she's chewing on, guys. Let's go see if we can find out what she's chewing on. Storm, what are you chewing on, baby? What are you chewing on? You don't even know? You don't know what you're chewing on? That's a big old bug hit that wall there. Thank you, Gabby. Yeah, this is we call her Storm. Other nicknames that she has are Storm Malicious, Big Girl. She's got a bunch of names. She responds to them all. She's super jealous though. This dog, man, my Rottweiler is super, super jealous. Okay, so Sophia, you had a Rottweiler, or you mean Missy? You're talking about little Missy there? Where's that little Missy? Hey, baby. Say hello, everybody. Say hello, big world. Yeah, she loves affection. She's the OG. She's 13 years old, so she's lived a long life, y'all. So I wish I could. I may pop back on. Maybe I'll just give you guys a update. Something's over here. What is she chewing on? Are you eating grass? Is your tummy upset? I think she's eating grass, y'all. But yeah, I'm gonna take them for their run and get them some exercise because they're really asking for it. Gabby has a Chihuahua. Her name is Elsa. She is a cray cray. Dogs have their own personalities, right? So not every dog is gonna be cool, calm, and collected. Some of them are a little bit more expressive. And do you think Cane Corsos could walk 6 mile hike? Oh, I would be careful. Maybe work up to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always concerned that these big dogs, a lot of times they can overdo it, and all that weight on their legs and their joints and stuff can be kind of detrimental. So I would, Draxman, and I don't know what the consensus is for like the trainers and things like that, but my dogs, I usually when I walk them, max is 2 miles, and I kind of just let it, see how they do. And again, with my Rottweiler having the issues with her hip, I try to keep it under a mile, around about a mile, especially if we run. If we run about a mile, that's it, no more, because I just don't want to cause further soreness or joint pain with her. But I bet your Cane Corso could maybe work up to it, but I would definitely check to make sure that the consensus for the experts agree with that. You know what I mean? Because you just don't want to cause. I mean, they're big dogs. They got a lot of weight, and you know, I don't know if they were evolved to handle that distance. Like if you had like some greyhound or something that running is all they do, it may be a different story. So a lot of it's kind of checking on your dog. Go for a mile or two, and then see how your dog responds. Is your dog limping, or are they ready to go? They're still excited. They still have a lot of energy to burn, and maybe they can go for a little bit longer. But definitely keep an eye out. You know what I'm saying? Claudia said, "Cute dogs, thank you," or "cute dog." And look at Stormy over there. I think she's gonna try to find a place to do her business. She getting ready to stand on some business, y'all. Or maybe she's sniffing for grass to eat. Maybe she's having a cow day. Claudius has a German Shepherd. Those are cool dogs, man. German Shepherds, very agile, very trainable dogs. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Yeah, I think she's trying to find the perfect spot. As long as it's away from the house, that's all I care about, guys. I used to be the guy that come out there and scoop up all the poop all the time, and but when we got a little bit bigger yard to work with, you know, they come out here and they go to the four corners or the back of the property, and I'm like, yeah, I just let that add to the soil, and it's a win-win for me because we have this really sandy soil that's always depleted of nutrients. Not that poop has a lot of the nutrients in it, but I just like the organic material to add to the soil, just to make substance. So so I don't mind leaving that poop right out here in the yard these days. I used to have so when we first moved here, what I would do is I'd pick it up. Now, mind you, we when I first moved here, like I said, my first priority was a fence. Like, I just didn't want my Rottweilers to get out, and I didn't want to have any problems with neighbors. I didn't want to have any problems, so I put a temporary fence back here all the way to that side of the house, right? And so the dogs would always poop there. So what I did was I built a in-ground I dug a in-ground compost for them. So this little trash can that you see here, it's a perforated trash can, and right now it's you can see how the perforations are. I put the poop in there and then cover it back up, and it's in so it's kind of a little nice and clean way of dealing with it. And of course it gets recycled into the soil, and there's some enzymes you buy and you put water on it and it breaks it down. So, but they got old really pretty quick. And so then I built the bigger fence around the outside, and now the dogs have free reign. Now I don't even worry about it. When they poop out here, I don't even care because it's so much space. You don't smell it. They usually go to the back of the property like she is over there, and they do their poopity poop, and it's all right with me. Free Sample says I love dogs. Me too. Not sure what the Rottweiler's doing way over there. She's doing something way over there. I'm always on guard out here because we do have snakes. And the number one snake that I've seen in this neighborhood is copperheads. So I'm always on the lookout for copperheads. And they have the Hershey's. Yes, Cane Corso Rimicus. And yeah, so when my dogs go out there too far, I'm like, what are they getting into? And so far, the only snakes I've seen close to the house have been rat snakes and, like garter snakes, little regular old friendly snakes, you know what I mean? Bro, I cannot wait for when I'm without sin. First thing I'm going to do is cast the first stone. Oh, man. What are we talking about, Kevin? That's a famous kind of biblical passage that you've kind of changed to make it hilarious, I guess. Oh, excuse me, guys. Allergies are kicking up. But yeah, so he wanted nothing more but for her to drop that bone, that Nyla bone, so that he can come and enjoy it. Because they're all about whatever someone else has. That's what I want. Oh, is she going to go chase those birds? She's kind of going really slow. Can y'all see her? Okay, I thought she was going to run after those birds. Uh-oh. Yeah, so they're super. Rain really loves to hang out with the neighbor's dog. That's his thing. I really kind of talked her down because she just wants to run. Storm wants to run back and forth with the dogs. She wants to run the whole fence and go down to the bottom of the fence and start barking. That's what she wants to do. Oh my goodness, these gophers, y'all, are getting on my nerves. Look at them. I mean, they keep digging massive holes. Anyways, I think my Rottweiler's kind of interested in where are you from? What's your accent? Do I have an accent? I'm a Texan, so I do have a little bit of an accent sometimes. You can probably hear it when I'm kind of being a little punchy, you know. So I'm from East Texas, so you may hear a little bit of East Texas sound coming out every now and then, because that's where I grew up. But for the most part, I've kind of what on earth? Oh, he's got a sticker in his foot, y'all. He's yeah. I've got to come out here and work on these stickers because they are starting to proliferate again. But yeah, so what you're hearing is probably a little bit of a Texas accent. Not like a southern drawl, you know, which I can mimic. I think, you know, like a southern drawl. I don't really talk like yet, but you know what you hear every now and then is probably that urban East Texas sound, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I never thought I really had a you know, aggressive accent. You could read the phone book with an accent. Oh man. No, I do. There's so many different accents with even within the state of Texas. You know, you got that Houston sound. You know what I'm saying? People from Houston got a sound. People from and it's also almost you know, there's sometimes it's a kind of a community based thing. You know what I'm saying? Where if you have a bunch of people from a certain community, they all have that same little colloquial words and accents that they use. And then my dogs are just chilling, y'all. So he's running with the little neighbor's dog. No, no, no. Nope, nope, nope. As someone from the Northeast, you definitely have a Southern drawl in general. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, probably in comparison to what you're used to hearing every day, you're probably pretty keen on hearing an accent that I don't think I have. You know what I mean? Because just a few hours one direction, you can hear total different sounds. You know, words are pronounced way differently. You know, I thought I try to pride myself in speaking with a kind of generic American sound, but you know, but every now and then there's gonna be some words. You know, you're gonna hear me say y'all, because people up north, they like, what's y'all? Like, you all, you mean? I'm like, nah, y'all, man, what you talking about, y'all? That's just that just comes with the territory if you're from Texas. Aw, thanks. People from New Orleans, man, oh my gosh. So I used to live in Mississippi, and people from New Orleans, depending on where you are in New Orleans, they can have a very distinct, very strong accent. And you know, it's kind of funny when you first hear it, but then you learn to appreciate it over time. You're like, man, that's so authentic. You know what I'm saying? Having someone with that New Orleans accent. People from Alabama talk a little bit different than people from New Orleans. You know, Mississippi people, I don't know. I was on the coast, and so for the most part, there wasn't a lot of variation in my mind for accents in Mississippi itself. There was still definitely that New Orleans culture that was pretty strong, but you know, I didn't really notice anything quite distinct from that region. And maybe it's because the coast of Mississippi, you have a lot of people from, you know, you have very, very large Asian population. You have people that come from other places, other states that work at the casinos. And so it just becomes like an amalgamation of various sounds on the backdrop of, like I said, the Cajun thing. Good morning from California. What's going on, Jazzy J? But yeah, my dogs are pretty tamed this morning. I think like I said, as soon as I put this phone down, I'm gonna grab their leashes, and then we're gonna go get some exercise in. And little girl, she's gonna go inside and hang out with Mama Bear, and get some mama time. Because sometimes, you know, your dogs just need a little space. So she's gonna get her space. The two bigger ones are gonna get some exercise in. I'm contemplating on cute dogs. Thanks, Poke. I'm contemplating on maybe doing 2 rounds. The first round with her to get to burn some energy. You know, get that energy fix for her, or exercise fix, whatever you want to call it. And then I may do a second round with him because he's clearly has way too much energy. Uh-oh, I think the neighbor's dog has a little sticker too. Come on, guys. Let's come over here. Good boy, good boy. Come on, big girl. Come on. Yeah, I mean, I think a quick, nice little run just to get, make her mentally happy, make her a little bit more, give her that endorphin rush from the running, because they like to do this, which is good. I like this too. I don't mind them playing and, but sometimes it does turn where she starts biting his neck, and it's okay, but I don't like him getting injured, like, because for some reason the Rottweiler she's not as gentle as the Cane Corso is. Like every time he bites, like I'm not even worried. Like he's biting her, but he's putting minimal pressure. Like he's not even biting down on her. And Missy's kind of stopping it. She's like, she doesn't want any of this going on. He's not even biting down, but she does. She bites down a little bit. So getting her little energy fix, but that's dominance right there. See how she's trying to get on top of him, and almost if you let it go on long enough, she'll try to hump him out of dominance. So they're always going back and forth on that. Guarev. How do you say your name? Guarev. Hi, bro. May I give you a challenge? RKS2 says, name one car, I'll edit. Name one car, I'll edit. RKS2, explain. Because I'll say Mustang. Okay, the tiny dog is trying to stop it. Yes, she's trying to stop all excessive play. She's not having it. So Maximilian, grapes aren't good for dogs. That's been something that was been taught to me a long time ago. So we don't give our dogs grapes. Matter of fact, so with us having these fence line like this, when we moved here, I was like, man, I'm gonna plant some grapes, man. I'm gonna get some grapevines and all that good stuff. And then my wife's like, that's not good for our dogs. I'm like, oh man, like a little kid. Oh man, mommy. Nice doggies, Enos. What's up? Oh, cool. What's their challenge? Go ahead, tell me your challenge. Poke is laughing at. Poke likes you. Is it Poke or Poke? Come here. Come here, little sweetie. You doing your job. You making sure everybody's peaceful? Yeah, everybody's peaceful. She likes to have her zen moments. I am not a fitness freak, but I do value fitness, and I do try to, when I can, promote fitness. And but is that what your challenge is about, fitness? Oh, what did she get into over here? Did you find something that you want, big girl? She's like, I gotta find something to chew on because you're not exercising me. What did you find? You don't know? What'd you find, big girl? You don't have anything. You don't have anything. You just looking at grass? Indian Marga pose. I have not. Can you explain what that is? What are you choking on, big boy? What are you choking on? Come here. Rain, come here. Let's see what you're choking on, buddy. There's my big boy. There's my big boy. So I have to sometime make sure they're not chewing on mushrooms, because I do have mushrooms that grow in the yard. Yeah, I want to hear what this Indian Marga pose is. It sounds like something from yoga. What are you choking on, big boy? You looking at me? What's up, big girl? What's up? Oh, my sweetie. Oh, this is my sweetie. This is my sweetie. My sweetie Rottweiler. It's a fitness pose. Okay. Well, I don't do a lot of yoga and stuff like that, so poses don't. I know stuff like bench press, back squats, deadlifts, pull-ups. And I know a few things. People in India claim if you don't do this yoga pose, you're not fit. Yes, it's an ancient yoga. Okay, that's what it sounded like. Ooh, well, I'm gonna have to look that up and see if I can do it then. I'm sure I can't because I'm not. I'm not the most flexible, nor am I the most um, fit person there is. I have to be. I have to have a certain amount of fitness because I'm active duty military, and so the military requires you to have certain fitness, but it doesn't necessarily require you to have abilities to do extraneous poses. Hello from Germany. What's going on, Julining? Okay, my challenge is just try it for 10, 15 seconds. I have to look it up. Yeah, no, I'll look it up. Actually, you got me intrigued. You got me thinking about it now, so I'll look it up. I can't. I don't know if I can do it while I'm live streaming, but that's one of the downfalls of live streaming is that oftentimes you want to interact a little bit more, and I might try to look into certain other platforms where maybe I think TikTok allows you to have guests come on, and I think you can see them. It'd be nice to see the people's dogs. I mean, everyone has these amazing dogs, and I've heard of some amazing breeds. I use that word twice in case you weren't paying attention. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Some, I've heard some just exotic sounding dogs that people have, and I'm always curious, and they're like, and the only way I can look at their dog is if they have a channel or if they have some way for me to just easily click on after the fact. But I'd like for them to come on while I'm streaming just to add to the value of the experience for people who are coming on. Like, people see my two dogs and like, hey, that's pretty cool. You got a kind of course, so you got a Rottweiler, you got a mutt. Hey, yeah, yeah, it's all good. But what about all the other breeds? And I'm like, I can't show you what this guy's weird mixed Malinois or some wolf dog that they have. I'd love to see some of those people that come on. They have these cool dogs. TikTok is banned from your country. Margasana. I mean, look, man. I'll definitely look into it. I'll try. I'll look at it and say if it looks like it's possible, I'll give it a shot. But like I said, pose isn't me. We don't. I'm not very flexible. I did Pilates once or twice, and it was rough. It was rough. Flexibility is a real thing, and I guarantee you, that is not something that I possess. Flexibility is not something I possess. So if it requires any amount of flexibility beyond your average individual, which I don't even have the average amount of flexibility, I have less than the average amount of flexibility. So if it requires flexibility, you can already tell I'm gonna be on the side. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna not be able to do the pose. Name one car I'll edit. See, I gotta understand what you're saying. I named a Mustang, and I don't know what that means. So what do you mean? I did. All right, I gave you a car. I said Mustang, a Ford Mustang. How about that? What's up, my big baby? My sweetie pie. Is that my sweetie? Yeah, that's my sweetie. Oh, she about to roll over, guys. She about to roll over. Oh, she about to roll over. Oh, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Oh, there's my baby. Oh, she gets so much pleasure from being petted. No, I'm not trying it now. I have to look it up to see what it is. I gotta look it up first to see what we're talking about. That's why I went on this rant about. Oh, was he in your space? Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. He was in her space and she said, "Get out the way, boy. I'm trying to get some love from my daddy." How long do you let your dog spend time outside? Well, they have free reign to go in and outside as much as they want. And because they have a doggy door, this is a good sign right here, guys. A very good sign. And she can run around like this, like he does this all day. Like he loves to run. That's why I was contemplating on taking him on this. Oh boy, you almost ran into the chair. Uh, so yeah, so for the most part, when I'm out here with them, they'll stay out here with me. So if I'm streaming for an hour, they'll be out here for the whole entire hour, except for in the summertime, guys. That's why it's I'm so happy about the temperature finally cooperating with life, cooperating with humanity. We can actually be out here because the summer and the fall has been ridiculously hot. Man, I'm talking about 90 degrees. What was it? 2 weeks ago it was 90 degrees out here. I was gone to Florida for a while, but I think it was still in the 90s here. I'm like, come on, give me a break. We're almost into halfway through November. We still hit 90s. Good gracious, summers were hundreds day after day. I'm like, yeah, man, it's unsustainable and it's exhausting. So yeah, so when I'm out here and it's cool like this, they'll be out here the whole time. And then but once we go for this run this morning, I'm gonna put them, like I said, we're gonna go probably about a mile in the neighborhood. When we come back, they'll come in, eat breakfast, and they'll probably just be in for most of the day, sleeping and chilling. Actually, is it Poke, right? Did I say it right? Poke. I caught, I want to say Rain one time slipping. Uh-oh. As soon as I turn my head, that's when they kick up. I caught him slipping right here somewhere, and I tried to make a video out of it, and I couldn't make it happen. And I didn't do it, but I thought it was funny when I saw it, and then I just couldn't make it into something that anyone else would want to see. They're playing like hide and go seek or something. Garave. I'm sorry. I'll keep saying your name wrong, dude. I can't look it up and see what it is first. I can't try it if I don't know what it is. I can't do the pose unless I see it. Look at that, y'all. The thing about it is that Storm, in her mind, the Rottweiler, she thinks she's the fastest thing on the planet. And look at Missy's getting ready to jump in. She's like, and so whenever the Cane Corso runs faster than her, she gets so offended. She's like, "Oh, you can't be faster than me. I'm the fastest thing ever." And he's like, "No, get him, Missy." So I saw her bite his neck a little bit. Missy's doing the right thing. She's stopping her from biting his neck. But I usually, like I said, that's when I use my water gun. It's kind of squirt him to stop her, mainly her, from biting his neck. Can you say? I've heard somebody say that. Take a laughter studio. It don't sound right. I'm not saying that. Dennis Hugo says, "Cane Corso, bro." Yeah. No, I will. You're really interested in this pose. I'm with you, bro, but I just can't do it while I'm streaming. So let me stream first, and then I'll look it up. Mohammed Ismail says, "Alpha dog." Yeah, alpha dog. Their siblings. I mean, they grew up together. They're not blood siblings, but they're growing up together. He's like I said, he's the new kid. He's the 2-year-old, and she's the 4-year-old, and then that's the mama bear kind of for them. She's 13 years old. Yeah, Tigger, I'm not falling for those type things anymore, man. I fell for a couple of those. No. You guys are getting off topic over here. Not that I don't get off topic, but I do. Oh man. I tell you what though, I do need to start coming on more. It's funny because the number of people that stream with me now versus what used to stream with me is a lot different. And I think the algorithm doesn't reward taking breaks. So if you stop streaming and you stop posting, I don't think they give you much of an audience. They start downgrading the amount of people that come on, which is really interesting because I would have thought that with the number of subscribers that they would continue to show the same amount of people. So just I'm not complaining to you guys, but I'm just noticing that the viewership is way different than what I normally get on a Saturday morning. That's really really surprising. But I'm happy that you guys are here. Dennis says, "Oh my God, Rottweiler or Cane Corso?" Yes, Dennis, it is a Rottweiler and a Cane Corso. Russian agent, you're still here with me, brother. That's great. Thanks, Russian agent. I appreciate your support. I really do. I really do. And it may be just a weird day too. But it does seem odd to have less than 80 people watching at the same time. But hey, whatever. Name something that rhymes with my first name. Um, Sound like you have like you're a rap artist or something that you're trying to get some lyrics out of me. Poke. It is very nice outside. I'm even contemplating taking off my little jacket here that I'm wearing, because it was a little bit chilly this morning. But God dogs are lake heat, lake it. Dennis, I don't quite know what you're saying. You might have to. It's almost like you're phonetically spelling the words, and I'm not quite sure what you mean. Should I get up or ro- rot in bed? Whole grain cereal. It depends. Hey, whole grain cereal. Are you off work today? Do you work at all? And if you do work, how hard a week have you had? And if you had a rough week, or you are been physical all week, in other words, you've worked out a lot or you exercise a lot, maybe the solution is to take time off and watch TV in bed and just sit there and enjoy your life and recuperate. But if you haven't been very active, you're in high school. Well, that means you've been in school all week. But here's the thing: do you play sports? Are you, have you been playing football? Have you been tackled all week? You're playing soccer. I mean, are you really like active and you need to rest today? Pokes his eye. I pick rotten bed. I say you need to have balance. Okay, so if you had a rough week and a lot of physical activity, then you need to rest. But if you have been lazy and all you did was walk to class and then you come home and eat popcorn and watch TV after you get your homework done, then maybe you should get up and do something. You know what I'm saying? Go for a walk, go for a swim, go play some sports in the park. You do you. Walk your dog. So what, you can work in high school? Yeah, you can. You can. Yeah, you to definitely work in high school. I think I had my first real job, honestly, was in. No, I didn't work in high school at all. My first real job was. No, no, I take that back. I want to say my senior year, I did do something. I used to work for a company called Bells. I don't know if you know what the Bells, Bealls, and it was at the mall, and I'd be a stalker. You know what I'm saying? Not stalker, Stalker, but a stalk. Like you're stalking something on the shelf, Stockes. Wait, is that supposed to spell stalk? Stalker. Anyways, you got my point. I think I worked when I was my senior year of high school. You got to get some money some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Why you on live then to give me? When you take your dogs on a walk, do you ever see someone walking their cats? I've never encountered someone walking a cat. However, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see someone put a leash on a cat and then walk them like a dog. I think that would be hilarious. Matter of fact, there's all kinds of animals I'd love to see people walk, besides dogs. It's okay to give my dog human food like leftovers. So, like I said, Russian, I'm very hesitant to give dogs human food because of the amount of things that we put in our food. Oftentimes, our foods are not very healthy. You know what I mean? And then our dogs get obese and they get fat and disabled and they start having joint issues. So, feeding your dogs human table food typically is not a good idea. If you're gonna stick with processed foods, just give them the kibble stuff that has a supposedly balanced food source for them. And then if you're able to consider doing raw, then consider and do the research and do raw. I think that's the order I would recommend. I think you should walk your cats and see what kind of, and then post it up on YouTube so people can see that. You walked your cat once. Very cute dogs. Thank you. At Silco. Like ham, chicken bones. So that's bones. You gotta be careful. You wanna if you're gonna do bones. I typically do like rib bones. I'll give my dogs. If I have a rib dinner or something like that, then I'll give them that. I don't give them chicken bones. That's always kind of been a no because the chicken bones can split and then cause trauma to your dogs when they swallow. So be careful with thin bones like that. Sometimes weight bearing bones, like massive, which we don't normally eat. I mean, if you got some massive turkey leg or something, and you got to be careful with those kind of bones. You don't want to damage their teeth or anything like that. Oh, my dog sees the neighbors walking, so he's gonna go guard the property. Look at him, he's guarding. Yeah, so that may be true. Oh, look, I think the birds are going nuts over there. I think they always say stay away from even from raw like weight bearing bones like femurs and things like that. Humeri, you want to be careful with giving your dogs those big weight bearing bones. But yeah. The cat just refuses to walk. I've seen people walk alligators before. Not in person, but like on YouTube videos. I've seen some people have pet squirrels. Yeah, I definitely avoid chocolate. And I'm gonna tell you with chocolate though, I don't just give my dogs chocolate. But my problem is if I'm eating a chocolate cookie and the chip falls off the cookie while you're eating it and you're not noticing it. That's what I'm always afraid of, is that when those chocolate chips falls off and then later on your dog finds it and eats it. I wonder if that's sometimes why my dog occasionally will walk around like, "Ugh, it doesn't feel too good," or trying to spit something up or whatever. Maybe they got into a little chocolate. So definitely chocolate is avoid that with your dogs. He's really on a mission, y'all. He's gonna go find out. He's gonna find out who is walking in near his yard. The Rottweiler's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just another day. I want to chill, enjoy the weather, enjoy the wind, listen to the birds. Their bunny. That's cute. Bunnies are interesting as pets, man. I had a bunny when I was a kid, and loved having bunny. They can actually be fairly affectionate. I didn't know that. I didn't think, but bunnies could be like that. But they could. They can lick you in the face and all that good stuff. Some weird stuff. Casper the One, how are you? I hadn't seen you in a minute. Sorry for the long pause between streaming. Yeah, I took a vacation here and there and got out of the habit, and YouTube is punishing me. They only give me 20 people to watch me today. No, I didn't. I didn't expect you. I'm just like just streaming this morning and trying to play catch up with everybody because, like I said, being on vacation and then and kind of just getting out of the habit, people start losing interest, really quick. They appreciate consistency, and they appreciate you acknowledging them. So when I take vacation and kind of let go of my YouTube for a second, man, I get punished heavily. I think the algorithm punishes me too, man. It's morning there. Yeah, yes, it's 9:21. Russian agent says my dogs bark at deer and people. Yeah, man, they like dogs like action. They like things that move. Oh man. Same time zone. Let's go. Yes, same time zone. Yeah, I got punished pretty well with reducing the amount of streams and the amount of videos I've uploaded. But it comes in waves. My inspiration for dog videos. Sometimes I'm having, I'm super inspired, and everything my dogs do will trigger some sort of video that I think is fun for people to watch. And then I go through spells where I'm like, you know what, I don't feel like doing it. I just don't have the inspiration, and I don't create a video for a while, and then that's the nice thing about having some of those bigger stations, I think, that get lots of views, that they can afford to kind of step back and not entertain their audience for a while, and the channel won't suffer that much. But when you're a little bit smaller like mine, I think you really have to stay engaged, or else they really take it out on you. Where'd you go for vacation? I went to Florida. I went to Orlando, Florida. Scrap Metal Lord says barking dog. I like seeing the dog's paw prints on the concrete. It's cute. Well, here you go. Now that's a perfect one. Look at that. Yeah, I think that's from the rain, or is that from storm? It's almost 9 p.m. Casper, I didn't know you were like that far on a time zone. So Casper, you must be on the other side of the earth, man. Trail of Prince, yes. It's 15:23 there. So it's in the afternoon where you are, Tigger. Wow. So Tigger, you have to be in what, Europe somewhere? So Casper, where are you at? I didn't know you were in a different time zone like that. Casper, you must be in like Japan in that time zone. I'm struggling here because my brain doesn't do well with like a time zone of 8 different time zones. Asia. Okay, Asia. Okay. Yeah, so kind of close. Wow. That's awesome. That's very cool. Northern Europe. Okay. Wow. India. Okay. That's very cool. That's one place I've never been, and I'd love to go. I'd love to visit India. I'd love to go to Europe as well. Never been, but that's gonna be on my bucket list. Do you recommend a good old Texan coming up to visit you guys? Nick is Stormy. Faroe Islands. Have you heard of it? I have not. So where is that? Oh yeah, I'm in Texas. Whole grain cereal. The farthest place I've ever been would be I've taken a cruise to like Jamaica, um, the Cayman Islands. Maybe that's the furthest, or maybe going to Cancun in Mexico. Like all the vacation spots that Americans tend to go to. That's probably the furthest away from the States. But I've never been anywhere like Africa, Europe, any of the Scandinavian places. Never been to Australia. The whole other side of the earth is any Asian countries are very, very foreign to me. However, that cannot be the end of my story. That's you know what I mean. Next to Iceland. Oh my gosh. So you guys, you're probably laughing at me right now wearing a jacket, and it's like 50 degrees, 60 degrees out here. You're probably like, oh my god, that's like every single day. We are twinning for real, for real. All right, whole grain cereal. I'm in the Central Texas. You know why China better than a lot of countries in cricket? In cricket, Casper, can you break that down for me? A lot of countries better than cricket, and I don't understand what you mean by cricket. First I've gone is Disney World in Florida. Yeah, that's where I just came from, Poke. We went to my daughter wanted to go to Magic Kingdom, so that's where we were. Yes, H8 or Haydukin? Is that how you say your name? Haydukin from Street Fighter? Yes, that's the Kate Corso. Tigger's laughing at me. Bat and ball? Casper, you're losing me. I'm not sure what you mean. I was trying to figure out what you were saying earlier about China. Sounds fun. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, Hadouken. I'm like 20 minutes from Dallas. Okay. Yeah. I've got family in Dallas. Yeah. I used to live in Fort Worth. What's up, big boy? Sherelle says hi. Sherelle says hi. Aw. Yeah, DF Dub is nice, man. Really enjoyed living there. Still have some friends up there too. But Casper, you need to kind of help me out, bro. They almost wipe out the Earth with one bat. Oh, Casper. Is that meant to be a COVID joke? Maybe. Casper, are you from China? Or you just moved to China? Some more doggy prints for y'all. Nah, you're not from China. Okay. 3 degrees isn't that cold. See, Tigger, that's what I thought. I thought you'd say that because us folks in Texas, at least in, I say Texas because, the climate in North America is a lot different, right? So you could be in America, in Alaska, and have very, very cold climate. But here in Texas, we rarely go below 30 degrees, rarely. Okay, it's like we'll hit maybe 2 days out of a year where we'll be below 30, but that's it. And then the most of the year you're gonna be averaging, I don't know, 80 degrees maybe, because it's like the summers are hundreds, the falls are in the 80s, and the springs are in the 80s, 70, 80s. So we spend a lot of time nowhere near freezing here in the States and Texas, which is nice. First, if you like that. Oh, you're not in China. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, Poke, I'm telling you, man, that's why I started the stream off. I started the stream off talking about how we can finally be outside and enjoy. My dogs can finally, hang out here and not suffer and want to run into the house every 10 minutes to get water. You know what I mean? So it is very, very nice. Very, very nice. Look at that boy. Look at that stance. I really like how he stands sometimes. Oh, okay, Casper, you're from India. Did I confuse you with someone else that was from China? Sorry, but you're in India. We're built if we drink hot chai in 50-degree climate. Hey, Casper, I don't think that's a bad idea. I'm down with it. I can do the chai at 50-degree weather. Rangujumin, hello, what's going on? Look at my dogs. Nordics are built differently. We eat ice cream in snow. I bet. I bet. Honestly, Tigger, I would not mind visiting because I hear Iceland is like the people there are really friendly. Is that true? My understanding is people there in those Icelandic areas are actually really really friendly people, and it would be like a wonderful place to visit. Yes, Casper, I got that water gun on the ready. It's always here ready to go whenever my dog's acting up. They can all see. Look, she's ready for it. She wants to smoke. She wants all the smoke, y'all. She's like, whenever you're ready, I'm ready for it. That is definitely a Nerf gun. I use this whenever the dogs are getting too aggressive with each other. Then I squirt them with the water. Northern Lights in Iceland is crazy. I bet that's when. What time of year can you see the Northern Lights? Is that year round or is it mainly in the winter time? Oh, Poke, I talked about the fight. I talked about it earlier, and I did watch it, and it was all right. But I'm not okay. I won't spoil it for you though. Oh, really? The Faroe Islands, not so much. Interesting. Um, are they just very tribal people, where they're like not accepting to people from outside groups? The Danes are rude. Oh, really? Yeah, Casper the Noah. I don't know about that. Well, you know what? I'm gonna agree with you on the Mike Tyson thing, but maybe not for the same reason other people. Year round. Wow. So yeah, Casper, I'm actually on my phone, so I can't really search the Northern Lights right now, but I will definitely you look at that. Most of don't you mean the Danes or you mean just the people from Iceland? Or from the island you're referring to, the Faroe Islands don't speak English? But I could see how people, if you're uncomfortable speaking English, you could come across as being rude because, look, you're not comfortable with the language. It's not that I'm rude. I just trying to avoid conversation. Americans, depending on where you are, primarily in the South, we tend to value conversation and acknowledgement from even from strangers. So like in my neighborhood, we'll wave at each other when we're driving by. So there's a little bit of expectation when you're from the southern states to be welcoming to a certain degree. I mean, you're not going to roll out the red carpet for people, but you will engage with some eye contact, maybe even a gesture of hello to strangers. The North United States is a little bit different. Every time I go up north, like mainly in the cities like Boston and stuff like that, there tends to be a little bit of separation where they're like, I don't make eye contact with strangers, and I think a lot of that is because there's so many people peddling things. There's so many people trying to push things on you, trying to sell you things. The best thing to do is ignore people. You know what I mean? But I'm sure it's different in smaller towns out in the north where people are a little more insular, a little more family oriented. I would think that the behaviors are different. The Faroe Islands, okay, we smile at each other, but like that's all. Yeah, I mean, I think community tends to support community, and the smaller the community is, the more you'll have probably more comfort in acknowledging each other. And the larger it gets, the more your circle tends to be more insular, where you're like, yeah, I don't trust you because you live a little bit further away. You don't may not have the same values as I do. You may not be interested in the things that I'm interested in, and you may actually be interested in taking advantage of me. So let me create a little bit of separation. You know what I mean? Went to Thailand for 5 days there. Were fried insects. Casper, Casper's talking about food. Was she biting on the grass? Yeah, I mean sometimes she starts biting on the grass. She does it fairly frequently. And I don't. Oftentimes I think it's because her stomach is upset, but I don't know if maybe there's something she's getting out of the grass, some nutrient or something. I'm not sure. But other than that, the place is good. Well, that's cool. I would love to. I mean, Thailand, the weather sounds amazing too. Like it's probably humid, probably a lot of rain, probably warmer. It just sounds like it'd be a great place to grow crops and stuff like that. I'm sure India. There's probably parts of India that's probably nice and fertile too, right? No, no, the teens are pretty cruel. Well, I will tell you, Tigid, that's always a concern. Every time I think about going somewhere new, I'm always wondering about how accepting of the people because I'm biased. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the South. From the United States, and I'm a Southern United States person. So I do have a I measure everything by my experience of Southern hospitality is a real thing, guys. Southern hospitality is a thing. So when you go somewhere and Southern hospitality is not the norm, it could come across as maybe these people don't like me, or maybe they think that I'm weird, or you know what I'm saying. So I'm always considering that every time I go to a new place. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Casper is she could be eating grass because she maybe has some stomach issues. Oh, I don't know because I don't have a dog. Okay, where's Missy, little girl? Andrew, I don't know. Missy, Missy, do y'all know where Missy's at? Have you seen Missy? Well, thanks for asking her. I don't know where she ran off to. Kerala is the bester. One time a man asked us for direction and we sent him the wrong way on purpose. Uh, come to Kerala. Where is Kerala? That's a whole new world. Ooh. Juan Luciano. Here is the best backyard in YouTube. Hey, what's going on? Good morning. Thanks for coming out. It's been slow, Juan. It's been pretty slow today. The boss lady, yeah. So Andrew's been with us before. I don't know where's little girl at. She may have talked her mom into letting her inside the house. But yeah, it's been pretty slow this morning. And it's my fault, guys. I mean, I have taken a little bit of a vacation here and there, and so my frequency of streaming has gone down, and so a lot of people that are used to seeing me stream would come on and say hello. Now they've kind of they've kind of forgot about me. But it's the price you pay when you disengage for a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. She was like, "Nah, I ain't seen her." On purpose? Oh my gosh, Tigger, y'all are kind of mean. uh, Tell me, have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Yeah, so I've been stalling all morning because the temperatures have been so good. I mean, I actually can stand outside and not be assaulted by the sun. You know what I mean? It's like we can actually spend a little time. I mean, I know we're in the shade right now, but even in the sun, it's just beautiful for a change. Oh man, Tigger, man, come on, man. Y'all are some mean people. You're not making me want to go visit the island. I'll stay with Iceland if I go. I'll go to Iceland. leave you guys alone. So yeah, I'm stalling. We're supposed to be going on a exercise run in a minute. Yeah, I know y'all having a good time, but that poor person was like lost. I like the coldness the way it is. It doesn't need to get any more colder. Yeah. So yeah, if you're feeling what I'm feeling, poke. Yeah, I think this is about a okay. You know what I'm saying? You anything you can that you need to do, like this is the perfect day to do it. If you need to go walk downtown, if you need to go shopping, if you need to exercise, it's perfect. If you're just sitting out enjoying family, if you're, watching TV on the back porch, or if you're just kind of out with your dogs, this is it. This is the reason why people live in places like this, because it's the middle of November and it's absolutely fantastic weather. Like I have on this jacket, but I don't really need it. I had it on since because I started streaming earlier, but it's so nice out here. I think it's what is it now, guys? I don't know if I can switch over to see my temperature, but I'm sure it's pushing about 65 degrees right now, if not closer to 70, because now in the sun it feels kind of, in the sun it feels like it's about 70. No, 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 no. I think Polka is you're here in the States, right, Poke, or in Texas? I think Casper is from India, right? Casper, or is in India? I think it was Casper. Casper, are you still here? I think Casper checked out on this. He checked out. He or she checked out. But anyways, we still have some people left in here. 9 people. Yeah, I'm really surprised. I typically this is really foreign to me, but hey, it is what it is. Some days you have it, some days you don't. It's the way life is, right? He does. But the reason why he likes it is because Storm had it earlier. And Storm was coveting, like she was really protecting that bone. So from his eyes, he was so jealous. He want nothing brings him more pleasure than to have what she already had. No, Casper, because we were asking whether you're from India. We were just clarifying that you were actually in India, and we hadn't heard from you, so that's why we said you checked out. Yeah, he back. Now you're asking some weird questions. I didn't know you were asking Casper to come back so that you can ask him some weird questions like that. Yeah, I guess I've stalled enough, guys. I've stalled quite a bit. So I think the time has come for me to, in fact, get the keys to my golf cart and put on. I thank you, Poke. That we were kind of talking about the backyard earlier, just how I appreciate the space that they have. It's about a half an acre in the back, and oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I've stalled quite a bit, y'all. So I probably should deliver on my promise to my dogs and let them have their moment of exercise. And look at she's already excited. South Wales in the United Kingdom. Yeah. Hey Joe, we were just talking about Europe earlier. We've been talking about climate and things like that and people, and we've got a couple people on like Tigger's from she in the Scandinavian area, kind of Iceland area, and Casper's over there. And so no, oh Casper. So the backyard is half an acre, and then the front yard is the other half. So it's a full acre property. But yeah. So yeah, so we were just talking about just the countries over there. That's because time zones different and temperatures are different. And so yeah, great to have you here from Wales. And it looks like you're a dog lover, Joe King. I see your thumbnail is looks like a, can't tell. It's kind of small. They do. Casper, she's the one that swims the most, and I did a video recently, like a couple weeks ago. It was his very first time swimming. Now, what I mean by that is the first time he decided that he was going to take off from the ledge and actually make a lap around the pool. I've kind of, he's fell in before, or I've kind of tried to coax him in, but he wasn't swimming. He would get out there, then he would turn back around. But this time he decided he was jealous of her swimming, so he took initiative and actually swam himself around the pool. So I got that all on film. If you have time to go check it out, it's really really cool looking. I was surprised, y'all. I was actually live streaming when it happened, and I turned it into a short. So check that short out. I think it's pretty entertaining. Wow. So when you say chilly, how chilly are we talking? Are we talking like under 40 degrees Fahrenheit, or are we talking about 10 degrees Fahrenheit? Ah, Pitbull Prince. Sadly, he had to put it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry, Joe. Brave boy. Yeah, yeah, Casper. Did you also, Casper? You must have saw that video. Man, this fly is getting in my way there. Yeah, they're just chilling, they're waiting me out, waiting till for me to finally get my act together. Nova. I can't imagine having a dog in the climate where you guys are. Do they adapt very well to being in the cold like that? I'm sure that they're inside most of the time, but they got to go outside sometimes. Yeah, like Russia chili or Norway chili. Interesting. Whitmore Bay in Berryvale of Glamorgan. Not for okay. Wow. These are all so I've got a lot of geographic things to investigate after this stream. I need to go inside and get on my computer and start looking at some of these. Again, that's why guys, I'm really wondering if I should switch platforms to where I can have people jump on and show a little bit, because I'd love to see these places from the point of view of the person that's streaming with me. I want to see what they see, see their dogs or see their animals, see their landscape or what they're next to. I think that would be so much fun. I think that's a limitation for YouTube. It's great. I love talking with you guys through text, but it feels like a very one way. It's not quite one way. You guys get to talk, but if you're saying something or you're showing something in a visual way, I obviously no one benefits from that. You know what I'm saying? I have to go look it up later, or maybe you guys post it up on your station, but it's very one way. And I wish that there was a way to have people join on where I can see that. That'd be so much fun. Jigga says she hates going on walks. I bet it's cold, man. Your cat didn't like the walk either. Research the Faroe Islands. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need to do a geographic research. Like, I may spend this afternoon getting on and just kind of looking up these places and see where you guys are, see what you guys see. It'd be so much fun if I could do it live, though. They're in a happy environment at Suko. Sorry, they are having. I mean, they're butt to butt, and she's got this direction, and he's got this direction. He's excited. They're content, very very content, and they're going to be even more content after they get their run done. When they get that exercise and they get them juices pumping and flowing, and they eat their breakfast. Oh man, these dogs are going to be so happy. Fish Guard in West Wales is my favorite place in Wales. Also, time Britain was invaded by French with their. Oh, interesting. I'm taking a screenshot real quick. All right, guys, I got it now. I want to definitely look up these places. James Bond was filmed here. Whoa. Yeah, I know. It's about time for them to get their run done. I mean, they definitely. Hey, you're back, Casper. Yeah, they need to get their run done. And honestly, though, they've kind of been low on exercise, given the fact that I've been gone for over a week now, and so they're really really itching to burn some calories and strut their legs out a little bit, stretch their legs out a bit. Peter Pan was from there. Oh wow! Did y'all mistreat them too when they came through? Casper, my favorite food is probably Indian food. I love Indian food and I love Thai food. So pad Thai, like chicken pad Thai, spice level 4 or 5. I'm happy. Give me some delicious vindaloo, some tikka masala. I'm super happy. That's like usually my family takes me to either Indian for my birthday, or even sometimes Chinese food. Probably not Chinese food for my birthday, but Indian food is like that's like my birthday meal. You know what I mean? Where are you going, Jagov? You're talking funny over there. The French were blown off course in a storm and landed in Fishguard, and then proceeded to pillage the local wine stocks, resulting in them getting drunk, rounded up by the wives of farmers, and sent home. Wow, what an interesting story. Philippine food is good too. I love like pancet. Oh man, we have a wonderful little place around the corner from our house that cooks pancet with. I'm sorry. What I'm drawing a blank. What is the egg roll called? I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank here. I forgot what it's called. No, no, no. Philippines. I think it's PH. That's a mastiff. Yes, it's a Cane Corso. It's an Italian mastiff. You should come to Kerala, Indian, and eat porata and chicken curry. Ooh, I would love to. Love to. So yeah, yeah. No, no. I was talking about the Philippine. They make a. It's not a spring roll, but it's like a spring. It's a fried. What am I thinking, guys? Oh my gosh. It's not a spring roll, but it's a Philippines. It's like a fried thing that's filled with kind of like a vegetable meat mix. Lumpia. I don't know why it took me so long to remember. It's lumpia, guys. Sorry. Lumpia is delicious. Stepmama's Philippines, really? All right, Poke. It's been nice hanging out with you. We're gonna be leaving pretty soon anyway. We got to do this run. Yeah, yeah, I will. I will definitely search after. Yeah, Poke. I hope you watch us next time. We'll be back. I'm gonna try to stream again tomorrow morning. That's been my routine is do Saturday, Sunday mornings, and then occasionally I'll stream in the afternoons after I get home from work. So I'm usually around, and I need to obviously do more because my numbers are really low, really really low. That just tells me that people have lost. But thank you for subbing too. I appreciate that. People kind of lost connection, but it's fine. I will regain. We will come back. We'll have more things to talk about. Um, I do two. I'm kind of two in one, Casper. I do military. I'm active duty military, and I also work in the medical field. Thanks, Joe King. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, I really do appreciate y'all for doing that. That's thank you, Tigger. Thank y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. And Jenkins comes back right at the end. He's like, "I'm the first one here, and then I'm gonna close the show out for you." Thanks, Jenkins. If you guys don't know, Jenkins has been with me basically from the very, not the very first, but almost the very first time I started streaming. He's a really cool guy, has a cool station, a channel. So if you, I do too. I miss Trin. I think Trin's busy, man. I think she's having to focus on school, which is, I mean, she's a little kid, and really smart though, really smart kid. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Casper, for the sub too. I appreciate that. But yeah, I miss the old crew. There's a lot of people that used to stream with us, and haven't seen them in a while. Yeah, he's still here, Jenkins. He's still here. I know Appraise is still around. I know he is. He jumped on the last couple streams I had. I saw him pop up, so he's around. He's still around. Any dog food brand you recommend, Errol? We were talking a little bit about that earlier. I think if I had to rank the best diet, I'd start off with raw diet first. So if you're interested in kind of doing the research and figuring out the proportions in, I'd say raw first. Second, I would say get a, if you're talking about kibble, well, there's a step between raw and kibble. There's also these companies that make fresh food for your dogs, and this is expensive, I know, and like Farmers something other. I think there's a couple places that do kind of more non-processed foods. Those are good, or you can make your own kibble. I think that would be if you have the time to do that. And then after all those options, I would maybe consider the highest protein. And you got to be careful because some dogs don't handle like chicken very well. They do better with like fish. I know my dog was starting to smell a lot, and so like I said, Paul was one of the moderator here. Sometime when he comes on, he kind of brought it to my attention in switching him from more of a beef type of kibble has really helped out his smell. So anyways, but right now my dogs are on like Royal Canine, and we do use a local brand that has no chicken in it, and it's a local from like a Tractor Supply store local brand that we use, and it's inexpensive, but like I said, he just does well without having so much chicken in the kibble. So a lot of it has to depend on what your dog tolerates, what you can afford, and what time commitment that you can put into. That's the best answer I can give, Errol. This the new crew. Tigger said, "This is the new crew." Yeah, I'm okay with that, Tigger. As long as we have a good time and we enjoy each other's company and we learn from each other, it's all cool with me, man. You can never get rid of the OGs. Casper, yeah. You got to be careful with washing your dog too much, man. I'm telling you, these dogs, their skin gets irritated if you overdo it. So I wash him once a couple months, once a month or so. He'll get a nice smell to him, you know. But yeah, you guys are wonderful. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Thank y'all for the subs and 35 likes. That's good. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. I mean, I try not to get water in their ears. I think it's sometimes unavoidable if you use the little wand, but they'll shake it out. They usually shake it out of the ears. All right, fam. Thank y'all for hanging out with us again. I actually am going to go ahead and call it quits. Y'all, what do you mean it's we, it's you? Okay, I'm going to call it quits, y'all. I've had a good time talking with y'all. See you next time. I'll be around probably tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to try to stream tomorrow morning. And hopefully see you guys then. If not, I'll catch you on the next one.